I never thought danger could strike in the safest place, our own front yard. One moment, my little boy Ethan was wobbling on his tiny new legs, giggling. The next, the door creaked open, and silence fell heavier than thunder. By the time I looked up, he was already toddling toward the busy road. And in that instant, our dog Max made a choice that would change everything. My name is John Miller, and I live with my wife Sarah and our baby boy Ethan in Austin, Texas. Life felt simple, filled with ordinary routines of work, dinner, and bedtime stories. But the center of our world was Ethan, just 1 year old, full of curiosity. He had just learned to stand, his laughter filling our small home. And always by his side was Max, our loyal Labrador retriever. Max wasn't just a pet. He was family. Golden fur, warm eyes, and a heart that beat in rhythm with ours. He followed Ethan everywhere, nudging him gently when he stumbled. Sarah often said Max was more watchful than any babysitter. I used to laugh, until the day he proved her right. I'll never forget the pride in Sarah's eyes the day Ethan took his first steps. He wobbled toward Max, grabbing at his ear, and the dog just sat patiently. We clapped, we cheered, and Ethan squealed with joy. In that moment, our home was filled with laughter and celebration. But none of us knew how quickly joy could turn into terror. It was a calm Saturday morning in Austin, the sun warm and golden. Sarah was folding laundry while I made coffee in the kitchen. Ethan played near the front door, clapping his hands as Max lay beside him. Everything felt safe, ordinary. Just another day. But safety can vanish in the blink of an eye. A gust of wind pushed against the old front door. The latch didn't catch properly, and it creaked open just a few inches. Ethan's tiny hands found the gap, curiosity lighting up his face. Before I could notice, he pushed it wider and slipped outside. Max lifted his head, ears twitching as if he sensed something was wrong. I glanced toward the living room, and my heart froze. The door was wide open, and Ethan was nowhere in sight. Coffee spilled from my shaking hands as I screamed his name. Sarah dropped the laundry basket, her face draining of color. Max was already on his feet, charging toward the yard. Ethan toddled down the path, his little legs carrying him toward the street. The sound of traffic roared beyond the trees, cars rushing by at high speed. His tiny figure seemed so small, so fragile against the vast asphalt ahead. Sarah's scream tore through the air, sharp and desperate. I bolted forward, but distance stretched like an endless nightmare. Out of nowhere, a massive truck barreled down the road. Its engine thundered, tires screeching against the pavement. Ethan stepped onto the edge, innocent and unaware. The driver leaned on the horn, the sound piercing the air. And I felt my soul shatter. I wasn't going to make it in time. Max sprinted faster than I'd ever seen, muscles rippling with determination. His eyes locked on Ethan, every ounce of his being focused. As the truck closed in, Max launched himself through the air. He collided with Ethan, knocking him to the side, out of harm's way. The world slowed and I saw the impossible. Our dog risking it all. The truck screeched, swerving as brakes screamed against the road. Max tumbled across the pavement, his body rolling violently. Ethan cried out, lying safe on the grass where Max had pushed him. Sarah's sobs filled the street as I reached for our son. And Max lay still for a moment that felt like forever. Then, Max groaned, struggling to lift his head. His golden fur was stained, his breathing heavy but steady. Neighbors rushed from their porches, shock on every face. The driver stepped out, pale and trembling, whispering apologies. But all I could see was the dog who had saved my boy. Within minutes, sirens wailed as emergency crews arrived. Paramedics checked Ethan, confirming he was unharmed, just shaken. They tended to Max, treating his scrapes and bruises with gentle hands. The crowd swelled, people snapping photos, whispering in awe. And the word spread fast. Austin had a new hero. The local news arrived, cameras flashing in our driveway. Reporters asked us over and over, "How did your dog know?" Sarah, holding Ethan, could only cry as she answered, "Because Max is family." Footage of the rescue played on every channel that night. And for the first time, the world knew Max's name. A week later, the mayor of Austin stood before us at City Hall. He bent down, placing a gleaming gold medal around Max's neck. The crowd erupted in cheers, children rushing forward to pet him. Max wagged his tail weakly, eyes soft with pride and love. Our dog wasn't just ours anymore. He was everyone's hero. Even now, I replay that day in my head, the sound of the truck, the scream, the silence. And every time I see Max's leap, the courage in his eyes. Without him, Ethan wouldn't be here today, laughing in our arms. He didn't hesitate, didn't fear. He just acted. Because love, in its purest form, has no second thoughts. Heroes don't always wear uniforms or stand on 2 feet. Sometimes they walk on 4 paws, with hearts bigger than the world. Max wasn't just our dog. He was our protector, our miracle, our hero. If this story touched you, you're not alone. At Loyal Voice, we share true emotional tales that deserve to be heard. Like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss the next story.